What's up, Easterners? Say hi to Rex. He's part of our video. Anyways, today we're going to talk about CodeHS and how to ask for help using CodeHS. So once you sign into your platform, as you can see here, you're going to be going through stages on CodeHS. And so it'll start with your introductions, and each section will consist of a video, quiz regarding the video, seeing how much you've learned, and also a quick explanation of how to write that style of coding, and then the two exercises that you have to show that prove that you can write code regarding using those functions or those commands or that task at the time. So let's just say you're going through your code, you're writing it, and at some point you kind of get stuck. I want you to practice the kind of 3 strikes and you're out type of rule from baseball, which means for us, you know that I don't like to give you answers because I have a strong philosophy that people learn from figuring things out on their own. And that's what our classroom is like. And why should it be any different over distance learning, right? So what I want you to do is to go through 3 stages of trying to figure it out. When it comes to coding, stage 1 is grammar. So luckily for you on this platform, once you've written your code, you can press this run feature and it'll go through it and it'll give you some errors. Okay, so critically, I want you to look at your code and say, have I grammatically put everything in correctly? Have I done all of the punctuations correctly? Did I spell things correctly? And then what I want you to also look at is over here to the left is where does the result of your code need to end up? So in this case, right now we're using Carol the dog as our sort of model for coding, and we're trying to make Carol the dog do certain tasks. So on the right hand side, you'll see kind of what the task is. So what is the exercise? When you get started, you'll see this window and it'll be the exercise. So once you're in the middle of it, if you kind of get stuck and you forgot sort of some of the things that you were supposed to accomplish, or you forgot what the main task for you was to accomplish, then click on show exercise and it'll come right back up. Okay, so we've gone through stage 1. Look at my code. Is it spelled correctly? Am I doing the exercise that I'm supposed to be doing? Is there logic in what I wrote about the task that I'm completing, right? Now, this is something you can do right from the start of your coding. Right underneath the left-hand side where it says the world that you're trying to get Carol to complete, it's also the functions that were previously written in your previous exercises, or basic functions that you could be writing into your code. And so what you can do here is you can actually copy and paste these over. Okay, so if you look at your code and you say, I wrote my functions or I wrote my code, oh, I made a mistake, it should have been written the way it is on the left hand side under quick docs, then just drag it over, copy and paste it over. I apologize about Rex in the background, but he's in quarantine too, so he is very active the whole day. Requires a lot of attention. Anyways, let's get back on track. So problem solving, number 1, check your code. Read your code. See if it's grammatically correct, punctually correct. Look at the logic of what you've written in the code based on the exercise and the task you're trying to complete. Okay, so that's step number 1. Step number 2, look at the quick docs. Did you write the code? Copy and paste it over. This is the only time that I'm going to say copy and paste is okay. Okay, so you can copy and paste code all the time whenever you need to. Now I'm going to tell you that when you reach out to each other and you guys are trying to work with each other, I'm okay with that because that's collaboration and that's what Easterners are definitely taught to do. But I don't want you to be copying from each other. So please refrain from doing that. Like I've told you before, I'm not building copy machines. I'm building individuals who can figure things out and problem solve. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. I want to make sure that you know how to do that. But in the scope of coding, we write the same groups of code over and over and over again, so it's perfectly okay to copy and paste code. Okay, now on the right hand side, there's another section called docs. Now this is a more extensive, full documentation of all of the different types of codes that we're going to be writing throughout this whole unit. So follow the sequence in the order that we are going to be doing it. So the first thing you're going to learn about is commands. The second thing you're going to learn about is functions. And the next thing you're going to learn about is conditions, loops, and comments. So right now, let's say I'm you, I'm the student, I'm in the middle of functions. And so the docs that I'm going to explore are going to be between the commands and the functions. I'm not going to say to myself, let me add a conditional statement to my code right now, because that's not the stage I'm in the coding. And this follows a very sequential 1 to 10 type of 1, 2, 3 order of learning how to code. And so again, the order is you're going to first learn about commands, functions, conditions, loops, and then comments. And so just kind of follow that sequence so that you stay on track. All right, so 1, just to review our 3 stages of problem solving. You're going to look at your own code. You're going to look at the exercise you're trying to accomplish, and you're going to try to make sure that you've covered all your bases. But you've copied. The second stage is looking at the docs. So is my code match sort of the groups of code that I've written before in the previous exercises, and have they been typed up correctly? If not, let me just copy them from there, or I can copy and paste them directly. All right, stage 3. You do all of that. You run your code. You even talk to your peer virtually and say, hey, are you doing the same assignment? Let's just say both of you are stuck. Or even if you tried something, you're still stuck. So, wonderful thing about the CodeHS platform is you and I can still connect. So, under the right-hand side, there should be a section or a tab called More. Click on More. There should be a messaging or a conversation section there. And you'll also might see the word help. And so what that will do is it'll open up a message block that you and I get to communicate through. So in that block, you will write your question. So tell me exactly what happened. Tell me the error that you got and what you still haven't figured out. Be as detailed as you can in your questioning so I can help you as much as I can with your code or wherever it's at. And what's wonderful about CodeHS and our online platform, it's going to model the exact same thing we do in class, which is you've gone through your 3 rounds of problem solving, and now it's time to bring me in. You know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to give me the question. I might send you a message back if it's something simple, or if it's necessary and I have to take over, which I have done before, then I'll ask you to move out of your seat and I'll take over, right? So in this case, the code is right there with your question, and so I can tweak the code directly too. So if it's something that you can't solve, or because I love to problem solve, I can't help myself, I start tinkering with your code, this is how you and I can collaborate on your code and problem solve with your code. So again, on the right hand side, More, help, send me a message, and it will send it directly to me along with attached to your assignment the code, and so I can tweak the code and we can see what's wrong with it. Okay, so this is how you use or the help feature. This is how you problem solve with CodeHS as you're going through coding. And just to put it in perspective, this is exactly what we would have been doing in class right now. So this is great. This is a great opportunity, great platform for us to continue our next stage of understanding how energy works and translating that energy into a digital world, which is through coding. And this is going to be a great time for you to learn that in distance learning, because you can learn at your own pace, you can sit. So speaking of getting messages to me and me being able to help you, obviously we are not right in front of each other and it is not in real time. And so how can you get me to help you in real time? 1, use the messaging center in our CodeHS, but also try to maintain a schedule during the day that kind of matches what we would normally be doing in school. And so my schedule in school is that I'm doing right now as distance learning is about 9 to 3:30. So if you're online from 9 to 3:30, then you can reach me very easily. And so send your CodeHS question, and then immediately, just if you need me in real time, like you need me to answer right that second because you want to move through, you want to finish the assignment right in that moment, then send me a remind text. Remember, we are all connected via remind. It sends me a text message. I send you one back too. And then the last resort, which I would not use very often unless it's something more lengthy that you want to explain, maybe something related to your grade, is obviously our email. But our email, I'm checking every other hour because, like you, I'm in working with other students throughout the whole day from 9 to 3:30. So this is how you use CodeHS and how to request help and how to go through the stages of problem solving before you seek out direct help. Okay, so Thank you so much, guys. Love you. Miss you tremendously. Make sure you guys are taking care of yourself and make sure you're getting the work done because the work must continue. Bye for now.